Okay, so what I want to engage us in today is a hardcore discussion about women's problems and issues and situations. Magazines and TV shows and movies portray women as skinny, tall goddesses. Well, look around. Are women like that? No, they are not. Even the hot ones aren't really that skinny. So what does that say? That says that you women are up against it, and it is criminal. Society doesn't care. Society sucks. I don't even consider myself a part of society. FYI, because I am so angry over all of this.
Throughout the decades, sex has always been the bestseller when it comes to advertising and social media. The over-sexualization of women in advertisements is responsible for conditioning generations of women that live in constant comparison to unattainable beauty standards and discrimination. But it is not just women who are affected by these standards, it is also men as well. The Photoshop models and advertisements are based off of the fantasies and fetishes of how people imagine the perfect woman to look like. They are by no means real in any way. The women shown in advertisements are completely photoshopped to look flawless, and it is by no means an accurate representation of how a real woman should look like. Because of the way women are so perfectly portrayed in advertisements, it is extremely difficult for real women to feel confident when they look at their reflection in the mirror. Women are taught to believe that if they do not live up to the beauty standards that celebrities and Photoshop models possess, then they are abnormal. Advertisements and media exposes women to constant self-criticism and overanalyzation of their bodies, which leads to potentially serious eating disorders, such as anorexia or bulimia. Over-sexualizing women in advertisements distorts the reality for men and gives them unrealistic expectations of how a woman should look like. Many advertisements have pornographic undertones which depict women as sex-starved objects whose only purpose is to fulfill men's sexual desires. As men are constantly being exposed to women in provocative and sexual positions, it understandably leads them to internalize that women are not equals, but rather that they are their inferior. It causes men to undervalue the intellectual and social values of a woman. By falsely limiting women to objects, men will sadly lose out on the opportunity to experience intimacy because they hold women to an over-sexualized standard. One solution to the over-sexualization of women in advertisements would be to raise public awareness through instituting media literacy classes in schools nationwide. By educating our generations and upcoming generations to become critical of advertisements, we can diminish the amount of power that the media has on young minds. Another solution would be to advocate and petition for the media to start presenting women for their skills, talents, and strengths instead of for their sexuality. If we as a society could get a few corporations to rethink their advertising techniques, then that can lead to other corporations following in their footsteps. In today's society, social media is an extremely powerful tool to get people's attention. If we can all fill social media with comments explaining how damaging over-sexualizing women in advertisements is to both men and women, then it can get the attention of advertisement agencies and corporations. We need to stop letting the media and advertisements brainwash our minds and the minds of our children. Why not create a world where young girls and women can look in the mirror and not hate the reflection? Why not create a world where young boys and men can view women as their equal rather than their inferior? Why not live in a society where different body types are celebrated and accepted, and where women and men are viewed as equal beings who have personalities, strengths, talents, beliefs, fears, and ambitions?